All right, welcome back. You're still watching Morning Live here on SABC News Channel 404. The Loerie Awards and Creatives Week is recognized as South Africa and Africa's most prestigious creative festival. The Creative Week is aimed at showcasing what creatives, ad agencies and companies have to offer, from music, film, architecture and words and live performances and so on. So while the awards are recognized for awarding exceptional work from the African continent as well as the Middle East, the event begins today in Durban and the main awards ceremony will be held this coming Saturday. Joining us in our studios here in Auckland Park to tell us more about the Loeries is a comedian, Donovan Goliath. Good morning to you and welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Every time when I see a comedian, I feel like saying, make me laugh. It's a Monday.
That's the worst thing you could ever say to any comedian.
And it's come across that most of the time.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's what everybody says. Tell me a joke. What is your funniest joke?
Talk to us about let's start with the Creative Week. What exactly does it entail?
Well, the Creative Week is, call it the build-up to the main award ceremony, which is going to be happening on Saturday and Sunday. And this is obviously when the judges go through all the work and they kind of deliberate, etc., etc. We're also going to be having a lot of master classes and talks by top creative heads. I'm doing a master class as well on Thursday. So it's really just little build-ups, little showcases, little workshops here and there leading up to the main ceremony, which is this weekend.
It starts today.
It starts today.
And you're still here in Joburg.
Hey, I'm going on Wednesday. No, there's still a lot that I'm juggling here. So there are other guys, other professionals over there handling it today and or till Thursday when I do my talk.
Okay. Now the awards, Donovan, anything new this year?
Well, I think the biggest thing for me that is quite new is, I think the theme is Creativity Unites. And this year, what we've done is we've decided to make the Loeries a bit more inclusive. It's always kind of been an award ceremony for the people of the industry, so a lot of advertising and design and design people. This year, I think we've tried to open it up a little bit more and talk about creativity as a whole, because there are a lot of categories now that have been added, so like music videos, architecture, live performance, etc., to really open the scope up a bit more and let it become a creative showcase more than an advertising showcase, so to speak.
So as you have just told us that you'll be presenting on Thursday, the masterclass.
Yes.
What is that? What is a masterclass?
Well, I have a masterclass titled How to Turn Ideas into Currency. And the way I'm going to talk about this, a lot of people don't know this. I used to work in advertising for 6 years as an art director. I resigned to become a stand-up comedian, and if I break it down, I'm still somebody who, I guess, sells ideas. You know, that's what I do, and people pay me for my ideas.
Obviously,
except
when you're
this time,
comedy, it's your idea, right?
Exactly. Except this time, it's not a physical product or an ad that's going to be produced, you know. So I think my masterclass is really going to be, I think, the art of selling, and I'm going to focus a lot more on comedy, you know, how I managed to convince people to take out their hard-earned cash to listen to me laugh at my crazy thoughts. It's a process, you know. It's about understanding people. It's about understanding what they want. It's about being very smart, looking at your environment around you and condensing miniature stories, which is what I do. I love observational storytelling, condensing little stories and throwing it out to people, either to, I mean, obviously my return on investment is your laughs, you know, that's my ROI for this whole thing. So I don't want to give too much away in case anybody is coming to the talk, but it's really going to be centered around, you know, how to sell ideas essentially, and how to make money from ideas, because creatives are bad at that, eh?
Money.
Yeah.
Money, my brother.
That's what it's about.
Now, are there any categories, opportunities, Donovan, for young people, especially those that want to start in advertising and creative industry?
Well, there are actually. I do a weekly radio slot on a radio station where we bring in a professional from whatever industry it is, photography, advertising, design. It's a youth radio station, so we talk to a lot of young people out there who are listening, who didn't know that they had the opportunity to actually enter the Loeries or even knew about the Loeries. So we break down these individual categories for young photographers, young designers, young aspiring directors, etc., etc. And kind of guide them through a process on where to take your craft and how you can be part of the Loeries, because we do have a student category as well, which is very popular. A lot of great work coming out of that for anybody who isn't in an agency, and that's where we encourage young people obviously to go to and enter, because you don't really want to be competing with guys who've been doing this for a very long time. So we really like to start you off in the student category, and as you grow and as you build, you'll obviously...
And how do you find the interest of the young people?
You know, that's a great question actually. I'm from Umtata in the Eastern Cape.
Oh,
and why do people always say kaloku? And for me, I obviously had nobody to inspire me or to motivate me, especially where I come from. And I kind of learned, I read a lot of books and magazines, etc., and try to figure out what this thing was. I knew I was creative. I knew I could draw. I knew I loved creativity as a whole. And for me, it was really just a matter of working out that this could become a job. One of my teachers in Standard 10, he had studied, I think he did a diploma or whatever. You just gave away your age by
I know, I did. 10, hey?
I know, I'm still part of standards. And he actually convinced me that I should go into graphic design, and he took me through portfolios of people that had studied. I went and studied in Port Elizabeth, and that's where I got to understand that there's so many different job opportunities out there in the creative industry, because I must say, not just South Africa, but in the world, creativity or anything to do with creativity is kind of pushed aside. We don't really consider it a serious thing. It's always seen as a hobby. But I think it's also creatives also are to blame for this, because creators never really sell themselves quite hard, so they never really see it as a business opportunity.
But in the creative industry,
there's a lot of money. What's great about creativity is that you can amalgamate different worlds. Fashion people could mix with music people and photographers and form a brand new thing. Design Indaba, every year you always see this, people coming up and talking, and you get titles that you've never heard of before, because you can create your own titles. And I think now with social media and with access to so much information, that there is just a world of opportunities for young people, especially creative people, to really put themselves out there. If I look at people who make money just on Twitter, podcasts, blogs, all of these things, it's really out there. It's just up to you. What do you want to do? How are you going to be the best at it?
All right. Your message to women, it's Women's Month.
Yes. A message to women: just keep being the people that you are. Keep inspiring us. Keep staying strong. We are the weaker sex. We will always be the weaker sex.
Hey,
Viva
you
women.
Just admitted that on a national television.
That's it. I'm not scared to admit it.
Way to go. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Can you hear all the people clapping hands?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, there we go. I can listen to those whistles.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you so much, and good luck for Thursday.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate that.
There you have it. That's Donovan Goliath talking to us about the Loerie Awards, as well as the Creative Week that starts today in Durban. We're taking a break.